Shaka, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Doing great. Against the Baylor game, seems like guys you were out rebound a lot because Baylor has some big players and in that environment. Is that something you guys got to work on for this weekend against Kansas? Because I know Kansas has that Frank Mason guy who is a very good player for them, and then he could actually turn that game around into their favor.
Yeah, he's terrific. I think if the league race ended today, he definitely should be the player of the year. The way that he's scoring the ball, the way that he's running their team, he's playing with great efficiency. In terms of rebounding, no question that was a big factor against Baylor. Jonathan Motley had a monster game. He had 7 offensive rebounds. Their team out-rebounded us by 12. We've been inconsistent in that area. We've had some games where we've rebounded the ball really well. We've had other games like Baylor where we weren't nearly as active as we need to be on the glass. Kansas has a terrific rebounder in Landon Lucas, and he's extremely dangerous on the offensive glass, as is Josh Jackson. So we're going to need to really do a really good job on those guys, and then rebound as a team.
And also 3-pointers too, because you guys were not good at the 3-point line against Baylor. I know you need to get that better too, right?
No question. Yeah, we've been really inconsistent shooting the ball. We were 2 for 19 against Baylor, and one of those came in the final minute, so we really only made 1 3
Wow.
for the first 39 minutes of the game. And I think it's a combination of a couple of things. One, knocking down open looks and good looks, and then 2, executing and being able to share the ball effectively so that you don't have to take rushed bad threes at the end of the clock.
That's true. Well, I hope you have a safe trip to Lawrence, and hopefully you can pull out a big win on national TV.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm fine. Good morning.
I was watching the game. Tough win on Monday night out there in Iowa with all the ice storms and all that stuff against Iowa State. Tough win.
Thanks. It's always tough going to Ames and coming away with a win.
Yeah. Talk about Texas coming up this week. Sorry, I drew a blank for a minute. Just talk about their team. Shaka Smart, very good coach. He came from VCU. Now he's there with you guys in the Big 12. How do you get ready for that game against Texas?
Well, I think you do it the same way you do all your other ones. We're fortunate we played on Monday, and those big Mondays are really nice if you're able to get a W because it gives you a little time to rest and also more time to prepare for your next opponent. And we took Tuesday off, but we practiced yesterday and worked on some specific things that Texas likes to try to do, and then we'll get really into it today and tomorrow. But they're talented, they're young, they're much better than what their record is, and I think that goes without saying. They've been in just about every game with a chance to win, and something not go right late. But I like their personnel. We tried to recruit some of their young players and came up empty, and certainly after watching them play and their talent level, those young kids, we certainly didn't miss out because I think they're all going to be very good players.
And one last question. Frank Mason, you're the big man for you guys. What type of player is he, and does he look like he's ready for the next level?
Frank is a point guard.
Point guard.
5'10", 5'11",
Yeah.
and obviously he's played at a very consistently high level, and he's scored the ball consistently, and he's been the backbone of everything we're trying to do right here.
Well, good luck this weekend.
Thanks.
With HERB FM radio.
Hey, Coach Dixon, how you doing?
Good, thanks. How you doing?
Doing great. Talk about playing against Baylor this coming weekend. I know they were the number 1 team in the country for basically for a week. What do you see on film getting ready for that game?
Experienced team, a lot of length, obviously. I think again, probably the biggest team in the league. Again, the experience there with the guards. Noah LeCompte from he was in the ACC, so knew how good a player he was. He may be a surprise to some, but those are Wainwright tried to recruit both those guys. Know Jake's dad really well. So I probably have a little bit more. Maston, I remember trying to recruit him, get involved with him back in the day. So very familiar with their personnel, probably more familiar with their guys than maybe some of the other guys, other teams, as far as from afar. So I think I realize how talented they are, and they're old. They're old. They've done a great job redshirting guys, getting transfers, and getting guys once they get out of their letter of intent. I mean, they found ways to get guys late, which is the thing that really stands out to me.
Yeah. And Baylor, they're when they played Texas this week, they out rebounded, they outshot them with 3 pointers. Is that something you guys have to defend and get more rebounds, more offensive rebounds to in the paint?
Yeah, no, it's a big thing with us is out rebound our opponent. We did that last night, but it's the first time we've lost when we've out rebound our opponent. So it's a big thing for us. Guarding the three has become more of an emphasis for us in probably the last month. It's something I felt we needed to do better, and we've been emphasizing and doing a very good job. We're one of the best in the league in that category now. So we've made improvements, we've made an emphasis, and we've carried it out on the floor.
Yeah. Well, good luck this weekend against them.
All right. Thank you very much.
Hi, Coach Underwood. How you doing?
Doing great. Thank you.
I know you had a tough game last night. What do you guys have to do to improve that this weekend against your next opponent?
Well, I think there's a little consistency would be a big help. We've been pretty good on the offensive end throughout Big 12 play. I think our numbers show that, and yet last night we had 5 guys in double figures, and it's become a common theme in the last 5 minutes. We've really struggled in 5 of our 6 games. West Virginia got us pretty good, but we've led or been a 1-possession game at halftime in all of our games, and yet we have stretches where we just lapse defensively, and most of the time it's been in the last right after that last media timeout, and last night was no different.
And you play Texas Tech on Saturday. So what do you see with Texas Tech and how how you can pull out a win down there?
Well, Tech is extremely well coached. Chris does a great job, and they're an old veteran team, and they're a team that has one of the elite athletes, maybe not just in our conference, in the country, and the Smith kid. He's playing great. They're versatile. They're gritty. They've won a number of very close games with their toughness and their grit and their fight, and I have tremendous respect for that. So we've got to match that, and we've got to get a little better defensively, and we've got to keep fighting on that end of the court, and then when it comes down to the end of the game, if we put ourselves in that position, then we got to fight to grit one out.
Well, I hope you have a good weekend and hope you can put out a big win on the road.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much.
Now with HERB FM Radio.
Hi, Coach Scott. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Talk about. I was watching the game against Texas. You guys had a hard time with the 3-pointers. Is that something you guys have to work on against a tough TCU squad?
Well, I think shooting's one of those things that come and go game to game. And some nights, Kansas State we're 9 for 20, and against Texas, I think we're 4 for 17. So I think coaches are more concerned with the quality of the shot. If it's a good shot, I think we're all, and it's the right people taking it, in time and score. That's what we can control. If it goes in or out, the best 3-point shooters in the world are going to make 4 and miss 6 out of 10. So you're going to have nights where you miss shots, and that's where your defense, your rebounding, and all that comes in.
And I know
obviously coaches prefer to make them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you want to make them instead of missing them all. I'm coming from a football side of the thing. So, what are the 3 keys for you guys to pull out a win on Saturday in TCU?
Well, if you ask me tomorrow, I can tell you the keys because we're just beginning our prep for them today. So I know every game for you to win, you got to be sound defensively. You got to take care of the ball on the offensive end, and you obviously got to rebound.
Well, state trip to Fort Worth this weekend.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
With HERB FM Radio.
Hi, Coach Chris. How you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Talk about playing Oklahoma State this weekend. What do you see getting ready for that game? Because I know you guys, yeah, they're a tough team, but you're struggling right now.
Yeah, I think that this life in the Big 12. I said it the other day when we played Oklahoma. That in no way at all they resemble an 0-4 team. And I predicted some good things for them. I know last night they had a great win on the road. And I would put Brad's Oklahoma State team in the same category. There's no doubt that they're gonna catch fire. They're gonna be relative in this league because they're playing good basketball. This league is all about one possession games, and Brad's just been on the other end of a few of those, but it could turn very quickly for them. You know, they obviously have a great backcourt with Evans and Forte getting a lot of attention that they deserve. I think they've got some other really good young players in the program. And those of us that coach in this league understand how good Brad is.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck this weekend.
Thanks.
Radio.
Hi, Coach Steve. How you doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
Doing good. A tough loss there Monday night against Kansas. I was watching it on TV. What do you guys have to do to bounce back from that tough loss? You have an Oklahoma team that you're facing this weekend.
We'll just get back to practice. We hadn't practiced in a while, so we got back on the room yesterday. Had a good practice. Get the opportunity to go 2 more days, today and Friday. And then obviously Oklahoma's playing a lot better. They got Woodard back and healthy. Had a great win last night, but really it comes down to 2 things. Offensively, we've got to have better shot selection at times, and we've got to execute and get ball reversal. Defensively, we've got to figure out a way to rebound. We've had an opportunity to win every game in league play, and we're minus 12 rebounding, and so that's obviously a big concern, but it's something we've got to shore up.
And also, you got to get the 3-pointers perfect too, because you were 9 for 27 against Kansas. That's something you guys got to make sure you get some more buckets for 3-pointers.
Yeah, and I thought we missed some threes that I think some were bad threes, but I think there was a handful of threes that we've got to make for this team because that is the strength of our team is perimeter shooting, and so we do need to obviously shoot a better percentage from 3. If we can be around 39-40 as a team, that's going to be really good for us.
Well, I hope you have safe travels to Oklahoma.